Hey everybody, welcome back. Brand new intro. Woo! How was that? How'd you guys like that intro? I worked really hard on that one.
Starting off already.
No, seriously, I'm really proud of that intro that I made for this. You know, I'm not to toot my own horn, but you know, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope the fans did as well. Hi everybody, welcome back. It's been a long time. I do have to apologize for that. That's been my fault, if I'm being perfectly honest. This time it's actually not Jen's fault that we haven't been recording. It's really been my fault because my life is a fucking train wreck right now. So yeah, that's great. We are actually on location at Jen's house this time as opposed to mine. So the acoustics may sound a bit different. I don't know for sure, but we may sound a bit different. And if we do,
I don't think it sounds that much different in here.
Probably
we have about the same acoustics as what we have at your place.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, you'd be surprised how fucking the slightest shit people can pick up on. But
starting us off today, this shit is gross.
What the hell is that?
This is cypress hemp CBD omegas and THC. It's an extract.
We gotta turn you up.
I am going to open this really quick, and I'm going to let you take just a small whiff.
A whiff. Okay.
A whiff.
Ew.
Bro, it smells and tastes like fucking bong water.
Yeah.
My wife...
Actually, yes. Now that you said that, it smells exactly like bong water.
Yeah. So the first night that I got it, my one of my wife's friends, she had this whole fucking... I don't know if I even showed you these yet.
Don't do drugs, kids.
These aren't drugs. They're CBD.
I know.
They're Delta 8. They're perfectly legal. I need to make that known.
Yes.
These are legal products.
Yes, Susan. They are legal products, Susan.
Fucking Karen. Anyway.
That's getting edited out. We love you, Susan. But we worship and bow and obey our YouTube overlords.
Oh, of course. You know, we simp for our YouTube overlords. But these are Moonwalker Delta 8 gummies.
Okay.
It takes
not sponsored, but can be.
4 of them to like do anything because they're only like 12.5.
Yeah, but we're not going to go.
I'm a fat ass.
Well,
so it takes me a minute, and I'm a stoner.
You're a stoner. You're not a heavyweight. You're not a lightweight. So.
But she gave me these, and because she doesn't use them, and then she also gave me that little tincture. And the first night that I got it, I was like, I kind of want to try this. So I open it up, and that's the first thing I fucking think of is like, dude, this smells like bong water. And my wife's like, just try it. You know, it might work well for you. I was like, what the fuck is the serving size on this? If you look at the serving size, it's 1 dripper.
So like the whole thing?
This right here.
Yeah, no.
The entirety of that is a serving size.
Jesus.
Okay? I couldn't get through like this much. Like right to where the fucking tip becomes all funky and goes into the base. I couldn't get through that. That was the most disgusting thing I've ever fucking put in my mouth.
It makes me sick.
But goddamn, it worked.
Moral of the story, kids. Take your medicine. It may be gross, but it works. I think that's the lesson we can take away.
I think that is the lesson that we can take away from this, is that medicine is disgusting sometimes, but it fucking works somehow.
But... if you've come to this podcast for life lessons and good information,
you're in the wrong
you're in the wrong place. So take that as a diamond in the rough gem that you will rarely see.
But I say this because I'm actually probably about to do another thing of it because my toe is killing me. But that leads us into what we were actually talking about today, which is fun, painful experiences either at the doctor or like the aftercare, which is always I honestly the aftercare is always fucking worse than the doctor.
The awful medical experiences that we've had. So I think for a very rare change, because new podcast intro, and we're also in a new location for a change, I figured, you know what better way to start us off than by have you start us off,
right.
You know, instead of me just dominating the conversation like I always do. So.
You know?
It's also my depression. But anyway. Go ahead.
This is your daily reminder that if you're still alive, you're not struggling with depression. Depression is struggling with you.
Exactly.
So,
which means you're winning.
Yeah,
so,
you're winning.
Round of applause for you. You're winning. Good for you. Keep it up.
That means you can watch our podcast for another day.
Exactly.
But so the whole crux of this is basically I just got my toenail on my left big toe removed like a week ago. And it's always one of the most painful experiences. Like, I'd rather get a steroid shot in the ass, I think, than fucking have a toenail removed again. Because, like, the whole process is, like, they take this freezing spray, right?
Right.
And they'll numb the area. They take this fucking long needle, and they numb the area in your toe, and where they're gonna stick that long ass needle.
Yeah.
And then they just like stab you with it after they freeze it, and they inject this fucking numbing medication. I don't even remember. I don't know if it's lidocaine or if what kind of numbing medication it is, but let me tell you, it fucking works.
Yeah.
So they do it in like 2 different areas on your toe. It's right at the base, and there's 2 nerves right there. So basically, the first like 10 minutes of my doctor's appointment was him freezing my toe, sticking the needle in, and then getting a little toe massage for like 7 minutes while the numbing took effect. Like, he was rubbing it to stimulate it to fucking make it work.
Yeah.
Which is more than the last time I got it removed on my right side, because that doctor just did the thing and then walked out the room for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but he did that. And then he takes the shit off. That process took like 5 minutes. It was not a long process. Once it's numb, they can just go to work and not have to worry about fucking hurting you. Which is nice, because I just sat there and listened to Motionless in White the entire time. Shout out to them. I love you guys. But the aftercare, dude. The aftercare sucks balls. Because let me tell you what you have to do after they cut off your fucking toenail. You have to go and soak your foot.
Oh, yeah.
With Epsom salt. Mm-hmm. It hurts like a bitch.
Yeah, I've had...
it makes me think of Borderlands every time I think about it. You know how the psychos are always, strip the flesh, salt the wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck that. That hurts. A lot.
So I will say that, just to kind of interject just once here, I've had the opposite of experience with you. Mm-hmm. To where my experience came down to, it was the operation that was the hard part for me. Because I've also had I had an ingrown toenail that I had to get removed back in high school, and the operation was the hard part for me, because numbing medication just for some fucking reason doesn't work on me, and we'll get to that story. I don't know if I've told this story before on the podcast, but I will tell it again if that's the case. But yeah, like, numbing medication doesn't work on me very well, and so I could still kind of feel it and it hurt, but the soaking process was always good for me. Like, it was always...
I mean, when you have the wrap on, the soaking isn't that bad.
I had no wrap.
You didn't soak it with a wrap on it?
Yeah, no, I raw dogged the shit out of that Epsom salt bath.
Fucking A.
Felt great.
Well, it's like, cause you gotta like wrap it, anyway, like, they wrap it for you.
Yeah.
But for me, the soaking process with the wrap on is less about actually soaking the wound and more so soaking the fucking cotton that is now attached
to your toe,
to the open wound on your fucking toe. Because peeling that shit off every day sucks ass.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then afterwards, it'll mesh with the fucking wound and like act scabbish, sort of. So when you peel it off, all of a sudden the wound is open again.
Yeah.
And fucking bleeding everywhere.
Yeah. No, and I get that. It's a mess and it's a pain in the ass. But
Let's see if I can do this way.
Oh yeah. I never had like a bad experience though, like with it. Oh, you're gonna just. Okay, you got a chaser. I gotta see how this ends. He just fucking squirt. How'd that work? I'm so glad that I got that. I'm pretty sure that got picked up on the mic. That's great.
Excuse me.
So I take it that wasn't very well.
It worked well.
Well enough.
Well enough. Oh, that aftertaste though.
Yeah. So I think Jen's ready to take a pause because he's gonna need to fucking drink some soda to keep. Jesus, are you gonna be okay?
Yes.
Brand new, great intro. Still the same level of professionalism. So
what fucking
exactly. That's my point. That is exactly my point, Jen.
But no, like, so I've been on this group chat that I'm in. That's what we were talking about, and people are like, I forgot how big this needle is, and dude like took a picture of one of the needles that's about to go in him.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, no, thank you.
About the size of a McDonald's straw.
Which is funny, because the only time I don't have a problem with needles is two things.
Okay.
Donating plasma, weirdly.
Yeah, that's weird.
And getting tattoos.
That's less weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's... And even people that fucking hate needles will sit there and get tattoos.
Yeah.
But donating plasma, just because, like, it's really not that bad. And in the arm, I think, is one of those areas where it's just... It's okay.
It's bad for me because they can just never find my veins.
That's the worst. When you have to go get, like... When you have to go get blood drawn and you get the shitty nurse, you know, the hood nurse.
Yeah.
Like,
not even necessarily the hood ones, but just the shitty nurse. Like you said, either
for
hood...
me, it's always the ones that you can tell are ghetto as shit that can't seem to fucking do it for
I
me.
get the ones that are still going through med school. Or,
oh, yeah.
Like, I get the real...
The trainees.
Yeah. The trainees. Exactly. The boss's daughter.
Right, you know.
Shit. Yeah.
The ones that don't actually want to be there and do their job. The ones that are just basically showing up for a fucking paycheck.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I always get those. The real stupid blonde ones. Not saying all blondes are stupid, but you know, the stereotypical dumb blonde that everyone knows the stereotype.
You know,
I get those.
The ones that you can kill by putting a scratch and sniff sticker at the bottom of a pool and letting nature sort itself out. Those ones.
Yeah. The ones that are like, I love lemonades, but I wish they didn't have to kill so many lemons just to make it. Like...
Fucking head ass.
Fucking Jillian from Family Guy. Like, exactly. That kind of,
Every time I hear fucking blonde, that's exactly where I go. Is Jillian from Family Guy.
Does she talk like this? Like every sentence has a question mark at the end of it?
With an upwards inflection?
Pretty fucking much.
Oh my god.
I always get stuck with those. Unless I get stuck. Like, it's either I get stuck with them, or I'm like, alright, I'm ready. I'm done. Oh shit, okay. So, like, it's there's no in between.
Yeah, it's either this is a horrible, painful experience, or there really wasn't a fucking experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I more often than not, I get the horrible. But
I always prefer when there's no experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, alright, I'm ready. I'm done. Bitch, what?
When I got my COVID vaccinations, it was like, alright, I'm ready. We're done. Oh, sweet. Hell yeah.
Yeah, right. See, for me, you must have got a really nice one, because the two most painful shots that I remember, and keep in mind, I've had a needle in my ass because I had a steroid shot because of pneumonia.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that one wasn't even close to painful, but my tetanus shot and the fucking COVID shot sucked ass, because both of those people that did that they didn't do the whole careful, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. Yeah, it was essentially stab.
They were trying to jumpstart your heart from your arm.
Basically. Okay. Bitch, this is a fucking shot, not an EpiPen.
Where did you go?
I went to Walgreens.
I was at Walmart.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it was.
I feel like that should be opposite.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, you would think that it would be the other way around.
Yeah, I feel like that should be opposite.
She was good though. She was really good.
I mean, Walmart has hidden gems sometimes.
Yeah, like
I'll give it to them.
Never mind, I'm not even gonna go there.
Speaking of, great movie. If you've never seen Hidden Gems on Netflix with Adam Sandler, you're missing out.
Wasn't it Uncut Gems? You mean?
Yes, Uncut Gems. I'm sorry. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but
still a great movie.
I saw a picture from a screenshot of the movie last night, and it was bitch with a really fat ass And I was like, well, maybe I do need to go see this movie. So,
yeah.
Anyway. Sorry. That weird tangent aside. Yeah, I think the worst shot I ever got was the penicillin in the ass shot for strep.
Yeah.
That shit was like... It's like they were pushing Quick-Crete into my ass cheeks. That was the closest I think I'll ever come to getting butt shots. Like, I felt like Nicki Minaj in that moment. Like... I started fucking like
Nicki
rapping.
Minaj without buns.
I started going, I gets crazy, I was like, Nicki Lewinsky. I was just like, what the fuck is going on back there? Why do I have the sudden urge to rap and fuck Lil Wayne? I'm kidding. No, but
all of a sudden a random electric guitar appears out of nowhere.
Yeah. My God. The prom queen. The prom queen. We're getting off topic again. I think I should rename this the ADHD podcast.
Fucking probably.
But,
the ADD podcast.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, boy. But yeah, I think that was probably the worst shot I've ever gotten in my life. Minus the one where they had to stick me in the knee 4 times when I was a kid.
Oh my God. I couldn't imagine knee shots.
Like, because she just...
I think out of all parts of my body, the 2 that I would hate to get shot in the most is my knees and my nuts.
Yeah.
Like... Could you imagine for any reason
I'll die.
having to stick a fucking needle in your genitalia?
I'll die. Kill me. Give me a gun. I'll do it for...
That's what I told dude when he told me he was getting them fucking shots in the arm. I was like, you know what? I'll fucking have him chop it off and I'll replace it with a prosthetic so I can do auto-click high alking at the Grand Exchange on Rinscape.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I know. Who needs a click bot? You just program it.
You are the click bot.
Click.
Oh, imagine what you could do with that hand.
Oh, I know. My wife would be a very happy woman.
Honestly.
Oh my God, I rendered him speechless for a second.
Yeah.
Vegeta.exe has stopped responding.
This reboot may take up to several minutes. Just why does it sound like somebody's 3D printing something in the other room?
Vegeta's brain's going fucking haywire.
You dick! I just caught that! Fucking now I gotta go back and edit that. Yeah. You cunt. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, fucking Frank. Oops, my bad. Fucking Jins.
At this point, I don't really care if they know our real names.
Well, fuck it then. You know what? Anyway. Nobody watches it, and the only way that we promote it is through our personal socials anyway. Hi, everybody. I'm DJ. This is Frank. Fuck it at this point, right? Yeah, but we will continue to go by our handles because, of course not. Of course. That was a tangent that I didn't mean to go on. I was talking about the 3D printing is your fucking like mommy, daddy, why does it sound like someone's 3D printing in there? Call that the Doom Fist.
Knowing my wife, she'd make me get a special attachment so I could stick a fucking dildo at the end of it.
Oh my God. Is this YouTube video made for kids? No, it is not, Susan.
Keep in mind, guys, this is an 18+ channel. If your children is watching this, you're a terrible fucking parent.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're all terrible parents at some point.
I ain't got no kids, but the bitches call me daddy. Anyway, I don't know why I felt like saying that.
Random,
but no.
Fucking iCarly. Random dance.
Back on topic for a change. I know it's fucking wild for you guys for us to be on topic.
I think this shit's taking effect, bro.
I can tell. I was going to ask you if that was your most painful experience, but I think you're done. So, we're going to move on.
I think you're done.
Yeah, you're done! But,
you're done. Bing bang, fuck your life.
No, I think we're moving on here. I have to say, let me think. Because I've had a fair number of experiences in my life. I wouldn't say I've had a lot.
Yeah.
But the ones that I've had, I would say that I've had a decent amount of painful ones. I don't know. It's complicated because I've had an appendicitis scare, which was not fun.
Oh no, the fucking appendicitis surgery is nothing to joke about, dude. Like that shit.
Well,
from what I understand, that shit is brutal.
Well, I didn't have appendicitis. Luckily, I had. It was like a tube above the appendix that was infected and inflamed, and it was causing me constant pain. Now, I was a dumbass kid at the time, and I was just thinking, oh, maybe I got a bruise or something is like sore there, you know?
Wasn't thinking, oh, maybe my appendix is going.
When you're a child and you feel like a slight pain, like it almost felt like there was like a sprained bone or something there, or like a bruise. It was like a soreness. It wasn't like a weirdly. Yeah, there's not one.
Sprained bone.
Yeah, like a sprained ankle.
You realize it's the tendons around your bone that get sprained. I don't know
or whatever.
Think you can sprain a bone.
Yeah, you can. Well, it's fracture.
There you go.
That's the word.
That you can do.
Because when you sprain, because I sprained my arm, and there was like some fracturing.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah, and, like sometimes there's like micro fractures and shit, which you'd be surprised. Just because a fracture is small does not mean it's not painful.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I think...
Especially depending on where it's located at.
So we'll come back to that story, but the appendicitis scare, like I thought it was just like a... Like I thought there was something like just physically wrong with me that would heal with time. You know, because at this point I had sprained my ankle and my arm before.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, you know, whatever. It'll pass. And then one morning I'm just sitting in the back seat of the car and I'm like, man, this really hurts. My mom was like, what's wrong? And I told her, I was like, yeah, I got like something sore right here. Like I think I might have like sprained something or pulled something or got like a bruise right here. She's like, well, how long have you been feeling it? Oh, about 3 weeks now. She said, we're going to the hospital.
And she whipped that bitch in reverse. You are not going to school today.
Yeah, we were like right there at the school, and she just fucking like whipped the shit out of the steering wheel. And she said, son, 3 weeks, you'd be okay by now. We're going to the hospital. And I'm glad she did, because had she not, I would have kept ignoring it, and it would have turned into appendicitis. Now, the worst part about that experience for me was the getting to my room. Because I was inpatient at that point. Like, when I got there,
yeah,
I had to stay there for a couple days. Once I got to my room, and I was in my room, it was great. I caught up on so much Dragon Ball Z. I finally watched the Bardock movie there. I got to play a bunch of Nintendo 64 games because it was the kids' wing. And they had the rolling cart with the Nintendo 64.
Dude, I miss that. Like when the hospitals would actually like buy consoles and shit.
Some of them still do. Like, not that long ago, The Rock was working with Microsoft and helping them get Xboxes put in to hospitals. So I mean,
that's legit though. Like
that's cool.
That's one thing I'm really, really glad that hospitals do, because as a kid it's fucking boring.
And it's terrifying.
Even as an adult it's fucking boring and terrifying.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't change. I don't care how old you are or how fucking frequently you visit the hospital. Yeah. I am not a dude that likes to go and see a doctor or a hospital by myself.
Well, because it's like
I have to be legitimately feeling like I am dying.
Because it's
to go to the hospital by myself.
Because for most people, hospital's like your second to last stop. Like you either stop by and then you leave, or you stop by
and you never
you never get to. Yeah, not that you're aware of anyway, because you're dead. So it's just one of those things that it's just an uncomfortable situation to be in altogether. So yeah, I do like that they do that for kids and shit, but no, so like when I got to the room it was fine. But the points leading up to it were like I got in, checked in, and like even getting to the first room in the ER was fine. Until it was time to start doing the tests. I needed a CAT scan. I needed to get my stomach looked at. Mm-hmm. And what do you do? I don't know if you've ever had one.
They injected you with that dye, didn't they?
They did not inject me with it. I had to drink it.
Ooh.
It was the most disgusting thing I have ever put in my mouth in my entire life. Well, it's probably
because they needed to get into your stomach.
Yes. I had to drink it. No amount of apple juice mixing made it any better.
Oh, absolutely.
I had to drink like 3 styrofoam cups worth of it.
One is bad.
And then I threw it all up.
So you had to drink it again.
All over a fucking again. And they were threatening to force feed it to me. Because they were like, we're going to have to stick a tube down your throat and force feed it to you if you can't do it. I got enough of it down for them to find it out. But it was just that experience, or with that fucking dye, was just the absolute fucking worst.
Well, yeah, there's no way to make that dye taste good.
Yeah.
Like, that's about the equivalent of when I got braces. Mm-hmm. Fucking, it took me 2 hours to get the fucking mold that they needed. Mm-hmm. Because that shit that they put in your mouth, that bitch said it was strawberry flavored. I don't know what fucking strawberry shit that she's been eating, but that is absolutely fucking not strawberry flavored. You know, if you're a parent and you have to take your kids to go get fucking braces after they do the first visit where they make a mold of your mouth so that they can see what they're doing, you need to take your kid out for some fucking ice cream or some shit, because I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience, I am almost 30 years old. I had braces back when I was a teenager, like in 8th grade. And I can still tell you that was probably the most disgusting fucking thing I've ever put in my mouth next to my ex.
Dude, I'm 28 years old, and I was like, fucking... This was like literally 20 years ago. And I could still tell you that fucking dye was the worst thing I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
I was like 8, and it was horrible. It was disgusting.
It's one of those things that, like...
It sticks with you.
Yeah, it sticks with you. Like, when you drink something that makes you vomit, like...
Yeah. It's like when you smell death for the first time. That's an experience you don't forget.
Yeah.
Like, you will always remember that.
Luckily, I've never had that.
I have, but we'll not get into that today.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video.
But, yeah, so I think, like just generally worst experience was probably that. Like I said, I sprained my arm. That was painful. I think the worst part about that, though, was being out and getting an itch. That was just the worst part.
So, would you say that the near appendicitis was probably one of the worst things to happen to you?
One of the worst, but I have worse.
So, let me tell you the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my fucking life. Now, keep in mind, when I tell you guys this, I have grown up a lot, so I'm not nearly as fuckered up as I was.
Yeah.
I had scabies at one point. Yeah. And, yeah. Let me tell you a little something about scabies if you don't know, if you've never had it. One, you will itch like fucking crazy. So the way that it was for me, what do you know what scabies are, right?
I'm vaguely familiar with it.
So scabies are little mites that get under your skin.
Yeah. I remember now.
And they get everywhere.
Yeah.
So when I tell you my legs, all the way up my entire body, really, but especially like legs and groin region and shit, was all covered in bumps, was all fucking like itchy.
It mimics chickenpox a lot.
Essentially, it kind of does. Like the bumps aren't nearly as bad, and they don't develop into big sores unless you fucking do something wrong.
Yeah.
But like for a while, I couldn't sleep. I was fucked up because I could not sleep. Because I would wake up in the middle of the night scratching myself so fucking hard that I would make my own legs bleed.
Oof.
Because I was itching so bad. And I couldn't stop itching with the open wounds because they were still itchy. Yeah. So I finally, my grandmother was alive at this point. I called her and I was like, hey, you're up here in town anyway. Can you take me to the doctor?
Yeah.
And she, my grandmother, I rest her soul, she covered her passenger seat in plastic. She plastified fucking everything that I had to touch in her car.
Yeah.
Because she absolutely did not want it. I can't say I blame her.
Yeah.
At all. She took me to the doctor. I already knew what the fuck I had, but I went to the hospital anyway because I needed something for it. This doctor in fucking, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly where the fuck it is, but it was Boone County Hospital in Columbia, Missouri. Took 2 seconds to look at me and went, "Yep, that's what it is," and that's it. I literally went and, like, I didn't have health insurance at this time, so I basically had to go to the ER.
Yeah.
And ER doctors suck ass.
Yeah.
Like, if you are not there for them to save your life,
oh yeah,
they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, their bedside manner is shit.
So, essentially, I went into debt owing the hospital money because I had to walk in for the doctor to tell me what I already knew just for him to write a signature on a piece of paper that says I need these medications.
Yeah. Oh, I could go on for another whole episode about fucking bad doctors. Like, I had one when I went to when I got the shot in the ass I was telling you about.
Yeah.
He comes in because I had been having trouble swallowing. I had like very sore throat. He's like, say ah. I say ah. He goes, it's either strep or mono. I don't know. We're gonna treat you for strep. If it's mono, there's nothing we can do. So yeah, like, thanks, doc. Really great work there. Glad all those years of medical training paid off.
Right.
And there was one. I was a kid at this point, and I've always had trouble taking pills. Like, swallowing them it's been a weird fucking mental thing that I've always had issues with. Mm-hmm. Recently I've gotten over that and I've gotten better about it.
So I wouldn't say necessarily over it, but you've definitely gotten better.
Yes, I've kind of learned more of what to do to stop. Did
that trick help you?
No, I haven't tried it. I've figured out how to do it. Like, I can't explain how I'm doing it, but I think it's where I was sitting and how I was sitting that one day.
Possibly.
But like, 'cause if I'm sitting up at my desk at the house, I can just take them and just chuck them back. Yeah. I've learned you take a little bit, not a lot of drink, because I was filling my mouth up with the drink, and then it was like, I can't like tuck it in. Yeah, I can't tuck it. It's weird to explain, but yeah. So when I was a kid, I really had trouble taking pills, and the doctor comes in, and my mom's trying to talk to him about maybe we can we find something maybe that's liquid or something that's easier for him to take because he has trouble swallowing pills. He looks at me, a child, and deadass says, "I bet you have no problem swallowing a piece of pizza whole, do you?" I said, "Wow." My mom said, "Really? You can go and find another doctor." 'Cause, yeah, absolutely not.
See, that right there, my mom would have she wouldn't have even let him go. My mom would have tore his fucking head off.
She walked out with him. I could tell she didn't want to do it in front of me, but she definitely tore his ass a new one. But,
like, I don't know if that doctor was just having a bad day.
There's no fucking excuse for that. Like, I get it. I'm fat. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you could tell me that now, I'll tell you to suck my balls. But at least at that point, you know what? Fair play.
Yeah, you're an adult with adult fucking coping mechanisms now.
Exactly. Like,
but
I'll still tell you to suck my cock and balls. Yeah, as a child?
As a child? You're going to say that to a fucking kid?
Yeah, what the fuck is your problem? Just because your wife cheated on you, like, just because you're a fucking cuck doesn't mean you get to take it out on me, asshole.
Right.
Like, fucking, I don't understand that. Like...
You got fucking Dr. House.
Yeah. But at least House gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, and at least House is good at what the fuck he does.
Yeah.
And he's charming about it. But like, you can't tell a kid that kind of shit, you know?
Yeah, no, that's entirely fucked up.
It's just unacceptable behavior.
Like, that reminds me, like, when I was a kid, fucking my
well, that sounds
my
like
mom, yeah, it looks like. So I guess we're gonna have to wrap this up. I'll finish this story real quick. My doctor, when I was a kid, my mom took me to this hospital in Sedalia, Missouri, and my doctor, they said something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they pissed off my primary care doctor and pissed off my mother.
Yeah.
Who my mother and my doctor were actually friends outside of the partnership.
Yeah.
So she had his personal number. And he said if they ever... Because they said something, and she called him, and he fucking... I don't know what he said to them, but the nurses, the staff at the hospital changed their fucking tune real quick, because he didn't fuck around. Like, that was probably... Dr. Ebrahimi was probably the best fucking doctor that I ever had, and I could tell you right now, if I still lived in Sedalia, Missouri... That's where I would be taking my son to, because his daughter still runs the practice there.
Yeah.
So and he was that fucking doctor. He was at bat for you. He was great. But man, just the fucking way that some doctors think that they can fucking talk to people. Like when I went in there, because I had pneumonia once, right? Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, this is another fucking ER doc.
Of course.
I had pneumonia once. So I was starting to have symptoms that were similar to how I felt before I actually got pneumonia. So I went into the ER because I was like, this isn't okay. I need to know if this is fucking pneumonia or what's going on, because I need to take care of this. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, I was smoking cigarettes at this time. Mm-hmm. I hadn't quit yet. And I had a pack of cigarettes in my left shirt pocket because I always wore button-up shirts. This motherfucker looked at me dead in my face and said, I think it's just a simple case of left pocketitis. I was like, what the fuck is left pocketitis? And he tapped my cigarette pack on my fucking chest.
Like, that's great.
I told him to get fucked and walked out without even fucking being checked out.
You must be really good. You must have x-ray vision to be able to tell me that just by looking at me, you jackass.
Right.
Thank you for running all those tests. To wrap it up really quickly, my worst thing, I think, is probably when I had kidney stones. Ooh. It was so bad that when I woke up, I immediately... hold on a second. Okay.
There it goes.
So, the thing that I woke up screaming in pain. As soon as my eyes opened, I immediately felt a searing pain emanating from my stomach, radiating outwards. Mm-hmm. And it was so bad that I literally... Yeah, so I was running around the house. I literally running at Mach speed just around the house because I couldn't stand still because my stomach was hurting so bad. Yeah. Tried pooping. That didn't help. My grandfather, rotten pieces, you piece of shit, was being an asshole, and he wouldn't even let me get a fan because I was so hot. And he was like, he was just like, wait, you got kids were acting last night. No. And then the pain was so bad that my mom had to come off work, and then I threw up on the floor before I left because I was just from the pain. Yeah. So that was probably the worst experience of my life. Kidney stones are not fun. They suck balls. Oh, yeah. But with that being said, everybody, we're going to end this off with new intro. So it's only fair that we have something new to the outro. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to a new friend of the show that I have personally built myself. I like to consider myself somewhat of a handyman, somewhat of a technical wizard. So I would like to introduce you all to Dukebot. Say hello, Dukebot.
Insert comment about my testicles.
Absolutely. Fantastic. So, that's really great, buddy. Do you have anything you would like to share with the class before we go?
A doctor a day keeps the up away. Wait, that's not right.
Hold on, hang on, wait. That doesn't sound right. We might have to work on Dukebot a little bit, but probably. Yeah, so I think we're just going to wrap it up here. And as always, Vegeta's life advice for the day, don't jerk off with sandpaper. So,
drink your water, don't be a dick, and have a
good day. See. I'm a robot and even I can do this job better than you.
Wow. Okay, we need to
Damn,
work on
okay.
Dukebot. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.